Hi everyone, Alva Psych here. I have a short video for you for informational purposes only. I've entitled it Pressure Vests and More. Okay, so here we go. So you may have heard about pressure vests and how sometimes they're used to help individuals that are on the autism spectrum. The pressure and compression seems to help the individuals on the autism spectrum regulate emotions and behavior. Now, when I was working as a school psychologist, we would sometimes use a pressure vest for students that were starting to get antsy and dysregulated, and sometimes the behavior would look like, jumping and maybe touching objects or touching staff and other students, things like that. So the pressure vest was one way of helping the student regulate his or her behaviors and emotion by addressing this sensory need. Usually the vest was used for just a few minutes and then removed. It can lose its effect if it's left on too long. And we used other techniques as well, such as weighted backpacks, and sometimes we'd have students do wall push-ups. You do a push-up against the wall, things like that would kind of help regulate them. What I think is interesting, though, is that pressure vests and other pressure and weighted devices and other activities, such as like self-hugs and massage, things like that, can be used by individuals that are not on the autism spectrum, right? Kind of makes sense. So now, Peter Levine, we think somatic therapy here, he suggests a self-hug as a way to regulate and feel safe and contained. And this can be useful for individuals that are dealing with trauma. You don't have to be on the spectrum to gain a benefit from a self-hug. Now, there was an interesting study about residents in a nursing home, and it was taken from the International Journal of Qualitative Studies in Health and Well-Being. So, the nursing staff expressed that the weighted blanket positively influenced residents' health in the areas of sleep, physical activity, and psychological behavior. So again, it's not just pressure vests, there's other things out there, in this case a weighted blanket. Now, a weighted blanket made the residents fall asleep faster, sleep was uninterrupted, and they felt more rested in the morning. And nursing staff observed an increased level of activity, and residents became more energetic. The nursing staff also experienced reduced negative psychological behaviors like anxiety and worrying. So it's interesting. Okay, we're not talking about anybody on the spectrum right now, but that pressure, in this case using a weighted blanket, really helped. Now, this study indicated that the weighted blanket changed the health expression of residents in several crucial areas. Deep pressure treatment indicates an alternative health improved treatment for residents in nursing homes. Okay, and then from Healthline, a 2020 review of studies indicated that weighted blankets may be helpful in relieving anxiety. Okay, so we just have some more evidence. Now, according to the review, grounding helped reduce cortisol production in the participants during sleep, and this improved their sleep and alleviated stress, insomnia, and pain. And when I say cortisol, we're talking about a stress hormone. Like if you're angry, the cortisol level goes up. Now, a study from 2008 found that 30-pound weighted blankets are safe and effective to reduce anxiety in adults. And in this study, of the 32 adults who participated in the study, 63% reported lower levels of anxiety. Now, I'm not sure about using a 30-pound weighted blanket. I mean, I would, from what I've read, typically you might want to use a weighted blanket that's maybe 10% of your body weight, around there. But the 30 pounds is what I found in that report is what they used. Okay. Now, for myself, I don't use a a weighted blanket when I sleep, but I do something a little similar. I like to get pillows around me, so I'll grab one pillow, in this arm and clutch it, and I'll get another pillow in this arm and clutch it, and kind of make like a little cocoon. And there is something that is very soothing about doing that, and I do tend to get to sleep relatively quickly and seem to sleep pretty well during the night. So that's my technique, and I'm curious, do you guys use any individualized technique similar to, a weighted blanket or some sort of pressure or something like that? Anyway, that is it for now. Thanks.